At the meeting point of desert, sunlight, and sea, the Red Sea Ocean begins as a world of beauty, danger, and mystery. From above, this sea looks silent and gentle, but beneath the surface of the Red Sea Ocean lies a living world. Every descent into this sea is a crossing from the world we know into the hidden heart of the Red Sea Ocean. The deeper we enter the Red Sea Ocean, the more the sea begins to reveal the first shadows of a world built beneath the waves. Here, the Red Sea Ocean begins to change from open blue water into a hidden sea kingdom filled with color, movement, and life. The beauty of this sea is not empty beauty. Every color in the Red Sea Ocean belongs to a living system struggling to survive. Even the sand beneath this sea carries the marks of the Red Sea Ocean, shaped by currents, tides, and the slow rhythm of time. At first, the Red Sea Ocean shows only wonder, but every opening in the reef is also a doorway into survival. Light is the first architect of this sea, shaping every color, every shadow, and every movement inside the Red Sea Ocean. In the Red Sea Ocean, beauty is built layer by layer, and this first coral garden is only the beginning of the seal's hidden story. Now the Red Sea Ocean begins to open before us, not as a silent blue space, but as a living sea city built by coral and time. Every narrow passage in this sea leads to another chamber of life, and every coral wall protects a fragile part of the Red Sea Ocean.
The Red Sea Ocean is never truly still. Even in silence, the sea is filled with movement.
Below the bright reef, the seafloor tells its own quiet story, written by currents, small creatures, and the endless patience of the ocean. From the sand to the coral, every layer of the Red Sea Ocean is connected, and each layer depends on the one beneath it. A single coral tower in this sea can become a home, a shelter, a hunting ground, and a landmark within the Red Sea Ocean. Around this living tower, the Red Sea Ocean shows its first great rule. Every creature must find its place. Above the reef, the sea becomes a moving sky, where schools of fish travel like clouds through the Red Sea Ocean. In the Red Sea Ocean, beauty and danger often move in the same water, separated only by distance, timing, and instinct. This first glimpse of the Red Sea Ocean has shown only the surface of its story, and ahead, the Coral Kingdom will reveal far more. As we move farther into the Red Sea Ocean, the reef begins to unfold like a living map beneath the sea. Every shelf, every crack, and every sandy path in this sea gives shelter to life within the Red Sea Ocean. The closer we move through this sea, the more the Red Sea Ocean reveals that beauty is also a system of hiding places. This wider reef shows the Red Sea Ocean at its most delicate, where thousands of lives depend on balance within the sea. The Red Sea Ocean teaches its lesson quietly. Beauty may fill the sea, but every creature must remain aware. As the fish return to their rhythm, the Red Sea Ocean invites us deeper into the reef, where the true complexity of the sea is waiting. The deeper we follow this movement, the more the Red Sea Ocean becomes a world of hidden roots beneath the sea. Inside this coral passage, the Red Sea Ocean begins to trade open brightness for shadow, depth, and quiet discovery. From above, this sea chamber shows how the Red Sea Ocean builds order from coral, sand, light, and instinct. Even the quiet center of this sea holds signs of movement, proof that the Red Sea Ocean is alive, even where it seems empty. The Red Sea Ocean always leads us from emptiness back to life, from silence back to the crowded pulse of the reef. As the light strengthens again, the Red Sea Ocean reveals its power to turn every reef corner into a new beginning. The Red Sea Ocean is beautiful because it is alive, but life in this sea also means caution, shelter, and constant awareness. This first chapter of the Red Sea Ocean is leading us toward the Coral Kingdom, where the sea's beauty, danger, and mystery begin to collide.
The first chapter of the Red Sea Ocean has shown us only the edge of a much greater world beneath the sea.
What seemed at first like simple beauty is now becoming a living structure, a sea kingdom built by countless fragile lives.
In the Red Sea Ocean, color is not decoration, it is life, warning, camouflage, attraction, and survival within the sea.
Every small movement inside this sea has meaning, and every creature in the Red Sea Ocean must understand the rhythm of the reef. The Red Sea Ocean never reveals itself all at once. The sea leads us from one hidden chamber of life into another. Here, beauty gathers in silence, but beyond the light, the Red Sea Ocean still holds danger and mystery. At this boundary, the Red Sea Ocean shows the truth of the sea. Safety and uncertainty often exist only a few meters apart. The opening journey has brought us to the threshold, where the reef begins to tell its deeper story. Before we enter the deeper dangers of the Red Sea Ocean, we must first understand the brilliant sea kingdom that makes this world possible. Next, we enter the coral kingdom of the Red Sea Ocean, where beauty becomes a living city, and every corner of the sea hides a story of survival. Now we enter the coral kingdom of the Red Sea Ocean, where the sea turns beauty into shelter, movement, and life. The Red Sea Ocean is built by lives so small they are almost invisible, yet together they create an entire sea kingdom. Every surface in this sea has a purpose, and every opening in the Red Sea Ocean may become a refuge for life. To follow these fish is to discover that the Red Sea Ocean is filled with secret roads beneath the sea. Inside the Red Sea Ocean, the Coral Kingdom is a maze where every turn can mean food, shelter, danger, or escape. Beyond the corridor, the Red Sea Ocean opens into a forest of coral, where the sea itself seems to breathe. The Red Sea Ocean is organized in layers, from the coral below to the open sea above, and each layer holds a different kind of life.
In this sea, survival is not always a battle. Sometimes the Red Sea Ocean depends on cooperation, but
the deeper we observe the Red Sea Ocean, the clearer it becomes that this coral kingdom survives through connection, balance, and constant motion. In this coral kingdom, the Red Sea Ocean survives through connection, and even the smallest fish helps keep the sea alive. The Red Sea Ocean is not only filled with life, it is organized by movement, color, shelter, and instinct. Above the reef, the sea becomes a moving sky, and the Red Sea Ocean fills that sky with thousands of small lives. Every shadow inside this sea has meaning, because in the Red Sea Ocean, darkness can become shelter. Beyond the shadows, the Red Sea Ocean returns to light, where the sea feeds the reef with every passing current. The current is the hidden river of the Red Sea Ocean, carrying food, signals, and change through the sea. As the current carries us forward, the Red Sea Ocean leads us toward a greater reef wall, where the sea's living architecture rises into view. Here, the Red Sea Ocean builds upward, turning coral into a living wall where the sea gathers life in layers. On this wall, the Red Sea Ocean shows how every ledge, crack, and shadow can become a home within the sea. The higher we move along this seawall, the more the Red Sea Ocean reveals how light controls where life gathers. The current feeds this wall, and the Red Sea Ocean turns moving water into energy for the entire reef. In the Red Sea Ocean, survival is often built on trust, where even tiny fish can protect the health of larger lives. Beneath the bright life of the reef, the Red Sea Ocean keeps quieter spaces, where the sea hides what it is not ready to reveal. The mystery of this sea is not always found in great depth. Sometimes the Red Sea Ocean hides it inside a single dark opening. Back in the light, the Red Sea Ocean becomes motion again, a sea of color rising and falling with every passing current. Seen from a distance, this reef wall becomes a complete world, showing how the Red Sea Ocean stacks life from sand to sunlight. As we leave the wall behind, the Red Sea Ocean guides us toward a new reef plateau, where the sea's coral kingdom continues to expand. Beyond the wall, the Red Sea Ocean opens again, and the sea reveals a plateau where life spreads outward in every direction. On this plateau, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a garden of coral, where the sea grows beauty through patience, light, and movement. The closer we look, the more the Red Sea Ocean becomes a world of tiny lives, building the sea one detail at a time. Even across this open sea plateau, the reef creates pathways, and the Red Sea Ocean uses them to connect one shelter to another. This sandy path is more than empty space. In the Red Sea Ocean, It is a route through the sea where movement becomes survival. The Red Sea Ocean leads us from open light back into complexity, where the sea hides countless lives inside coral walls. In this part of the Red Sea Ocean, every creature lives between two choices: remain protected within the reef or risk the open sea. Above the coral, the Red Sea Ocean turns movement into protection, as the sea gathers small lives into one shifting form. In the Red Sea Ocean, unity can become a shield, because the open sea is beautiful, but it is never empty. As the school fades into the sea, the Red Sea Ocean draws us onward, toward a coral forest where the reef's hidden life grows even more intense. Inside this sea forest, every branch of coral becomes a shelter, and every space between them becomes a path through the Red Sea Ocean. To move through the Red Sea Ocean is to follow instinct, because in this sea, every turn can lead to food, safety, or danger. Here, the Red Sea Ocean seems to breathe, as the reef and the fish move together in the same pulse of the sea. Below the color of the reef, the Red Sea Ocean keeps another layer of life, quieter, slower, and harder to see. The Red Sea Ocean never separates beauty from mystery. The sea hides both in the same reef, often only a few inches apart. In the Red Sea Ocean, even the brightest beauty carries awareness, because the sea rewards those who notice change. The Red Sea Ocean often gives its warning in silence, through a shift in movement, a pause in the reef, and a shadow in the sea. This is where the Coral Kingdom teaches us the truth of the Red Sea Ocean. Beauty can protect life, but it can never erase danger from the sea. Next, we leave the brightest heart of the Red Sea Ocean and begin to uncover the hidden danger beneath the beauty of the sea. Beyond the brightest heart of the reef, the Red Sea Ocean begins to reveal the danger hidden inside beauty. At this boundary, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a meeting place where reef life, open water, and hidden danger constantly overlap. As we descend along the reef slope, the Red Sea Ocean leads us into a darker zone where danger becomes harder to see. In this sea, danger does not always arrive with motion. Sometimes it begins with stillness. The reef reacts before the eye understands, because in the Red Sea Ocean, survival depends on sensing danger early. As the reef slope darkens, the Red Sea Ocean teaches us that danger is often hardest to see when the sea appears calm. In the Red Sea Ocean, some danger does not chase through the sea. It waits silently, hidden in plain sight. The Red Sea Ocean often hides its hunters beyond the frame, allowing only their shadow to speak for them. Here, the Red Sea Ocean turns invisibility into protection, and the sea allows danger to become part of the landscape. Here, danger wears beauty openly, and the Red Sea Ocean gives even its most dangerous creatures a hypnotic grace. After seeing what can hide on the seafloor, every shadow in the Red Sea Ocean begins to feel more alive. In the Red Sea Ocean, beauty can be a warning, and stillness can be more powerful than speed. The reef is not only a shelter. In the Red Sea Ocean, it is also a place where danger can wait unseen. Not every hidden creature in this sea is a hunter. In the Red Sea Ocean, camouflage can also be the language of defense. Inside this shadowed space, the Red Sea Ocean reminds us that the reef has eyes, even where the light cannot reach. The Red Sea Ocean is filled with quiet transformations, where survival may depend on becoming part of the sea itself. Nothing here is wasted. Not a shadow, not a crack, not a pause. Everything in the Red Sea Ocean can become part of survival. Every creature in the Red Sea Ocean reads the sea around it, measuring distance, movement, and the intentions of others. In the Red Sea Ocean, danger is not always an event. Often, it is a pattern of respect written into the movement of the sea. We have seen danger inside the reef, but the Red Sea Ocean holds another kind of danger in the open sea beyond. When the fish gather tightly again, the Red Sea Ocean signals that something in the sea has changed. Beyond the reef, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a different world, where the safety of coral gives way to the uncertainty of open sea. In the open sea, there are fewer places to hide, and every movement in the Red Sea Ocean must be measured with care. Now the Red Sea Ocean draws us toward a greater danger, where the open sea holds shapes that move with power, distance, and silence.
For small fish in the Red Sea Ocean, the open sea offers space, but space also means risk.
In the Red Sea Ocean, the open sea can turn silent in an instant, and that silence is often the first sign of power nearby. The Red Sea Ocean does not need violence to reveal danger. Sometimes distance alone is enough to change the behavior of the sea. The Red Sea Ocean gives warning through motion, and when a school tightens, the sea itself seems to hold its breath.
A great hunter in the Red Sea Ocean moves like part of the sea itself, quiet, patient, and almost impossible to ignore. In this sea, a hunter does not need to rush. The Red Sea Ocean often gives power to patience. The Red Sea Ocean is not always violent, but the possibility of danger shapes every choice made in the sea. In the Red Sea Ocean, survival is often not about escape at the last moment, but about knowing when to return to shelter.
After every journey into open water, the Red Sea Ocean draws small lives back toward the protection of the reef. The reef becomes a fortress in the Red Sea Ocean, a place where small lives survive by knowing every hidden passage of the sea. Inside these coral passages, the Red Sea Ocean changes from open danger into hidden strategy, where the sea rewards those who know the maze. The reef may offer shelter, but in the Red Sea Ocean, the edge of safety is never far from the unknown. Even after leaving the open sea, danger remains. In the Red Sea Ocean, the reef can hide what the eye almost misses. The Red Sea Ocean is full of hidden warnings, and sometimes the most dangerous shape in the sea is the one that looks like stone. As we rise again through the reef, the Red Sea Ocean reminds us that danger and beauty are never separate. They trade places with every turn of the sea. The Red Sea Ocean has shown us danger in the open sea and danger inside the reef, but its deepest warnings still lie ahead. The Red Sea Ocean has shown danger in the open sea and danger inside the reef, but the deepest warnings often arrive. At the edge of the reef, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a border between color and shadow, between shelter and the deep sea beyond. Below the bright reef, the Red Sea Ocean descends into a world where shapes become shadows and danger becomes harder to read. The Red Sea Ocean changes with depth, and every meter downward takes the sea farther from brightness and closer to mystery. In the Red Sea Ocean, survival is written into small decisions: when to move, when to hide, and when to vanish into the sea. Here, danger is not a moment. In the Red Sea Ocean, danger is the endless presence of the unknown sea around every living thing. The farther we drift from the sunlit reef, the more the Red Sea Ocean begins to trade beauty for silence, depth, and uncertainty. This is where the Red Sea Ocean reveals its true nature: beauty behind us, danger around us, and mystery waiting below. Now the Red Sea Ocean begins to lead us away from the reef and into the deep blue mystery, where light slowly disappears. Next, we descend into the deep blue mystery of the Red Sea Ocean, where the sea grows darker, quiet. Now we enter the deep blue mystery of the Red Sea Ocean, where the sea grows darker, quieter, and less familiar with every descent.
Above us, light still belongs to the reef, but below us, the Red Sea Ocean begins to belong to shadow.
The Red Sea Ocean is not only reefs and color. Beneath the beauty, the sea drops into walls, canyons, and hidden depths. Along this wall, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a border between solid stone and endless water, between what can be seen and what remains unknown. In the deeper Red Sea Ocean, life becomes quieter, slower, and harder to find, but it never truly disappears from the sea.
The deeper we travel, the more the Red Sea Ocean offers doorways into places where light can barely follow.
Some places in the Red Sea Ocean do not reveal themselves at once. The sea asks for patience before it allows us closer. At this threshold, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a mystery within a mystery, a hidden room inside the deep sea.
Inside this hidden passage, the Red Sea Ocean changes again, from wide blue depth into a narrow world shaped by stone, silence, and darkness.
Here, where sunlight weakens, the Red Sea Ocean begins to whisper another story, one written in darkness.
Here, inside the deeper Red Sea Ocean, light no longer rules the sea. It survives only in fragments. In this sea, even the smallest light becomes a signal, a warning, or a fragile sign of life in the dark. The deeper this passage leads, the more the Red Sea Ocean becomes a place of silence, adaptation, and hidden endurance. Inside the Red Sea Ocean, even darkness has direction, guiding life through hidden corridors carved by time and water. In places like this, the Red Sea Ocean becomes a refuge, where life survives by slowing down and staying close to stone. Every layer of the Red Sea Ocean is connected, and survival in this sea depends on forces moving quietly between darkness and light. The deep sea gives to the reef in ways that are almost unseen, and the Red Sea Ocean depends on this hidden movement to keep life alive. As light returns, the Red Sea Ocean reveals that survival is not sudden. It is built slowly, one reef, one current. This coral may look still, but in the Red Sea Ocean, it is constantly feeding, breathing, building, and surviving against the sea. In this sea, survival is shared, because the Red Sea Ocean holds meaning, hiding, and moving. The Red Sea Ocean survives through balance, and even a fish grazing quietly on the reef helps protect the seal's fragile foundation. From the coral floor to the open sea above, the Red Sea Ocean builds survival in layers, and every layer must remain strong. Movement is survival in the Red Sea Ocean, because the sea demands that every creature know when to rise, when to feed, and when to return. In this sea, nothing survives alone. The Red Sea Ocean depends on timing, shelter. As the current carries us forward, the Red Sea Ocean begins to show the fragile strength of life, adapting to a changing sea. As the current reaches brighter water, the Red Sea Ocean reveals how survival depends on adapting to a sea. The reef may appear strong, but in the Red Sea Ocean, even the brightest coral survives only when the sea remains in balance. In this sea, survival is not always dramatic. The Red Sea Ocean often tests life through space, shelter, and quiet competition. For a small fish in the Red Sea Ocean, survival can be measured in seconds, in distance, and in the safety of the next coral opening. The Red Sea Ocean is a world of constant choices, where every creature must read the sea before it moves. And in the Red Sea Ocean, every meal comes with a measure of risk. In this ocean, timing is everything, because the Red Sea gives life only brief moments to feed before the sea asks it to return. Life must also protect the reef, and this is the fragile agreement at the heart of the Red Sea Ocean. In the Red Sea Ocean, survival is not carried by one creature alone. It is shared across the entire sea. This living reef is beautiful, but its strength is fragile, and the Red Sea Ocean survives only by holding many forces in balance. In the Red Sea Ocean, warmth gives life energy, but too much change can turn strength. Current is more than movement. In the Red Sea Ocean, it is the sea's way of delivering life to the reef. Often means choosing the right place to wait, where food arrives but danger stays at a distance. The Red Sea Ocean is never completely still, and every creature here must learn to use the sea's force without being carried away by it. Even in a sea of movement, life needs shelter, and the Red Sea Ocean offers calm pockets where fragile creatures can recover. In these protected corners, the Red Sea Ocean gives young life a chance, but even here, survival remains uncertain. From the beginning, life in the Red Sea Ocean must learn the language of shadow, shelter, and sudden silence. The danger passes, the current continues, and the Red Sea Ocean returns to the endless rhythm that holds the reef together. Abundance in the Red Sea Ocean is not guaranteed. It is created every moment by balance between current, coral, fish, and light. The Red Sea Ocean is strong because it is connected, yet fragile, because every connection must keep working for the sea to survive. The Red Sea Ocean survives because every part of the sea is linked, from the smallest shelter to the widest current. In this sea, the current is not background motion. It is the quiet force that carries food, oxygen, and survival through the Red Sea Ocean. The Red Sea Ocean offers life, but it also tests life as value.
In the Red Sea Ocean, the reef protects countless lives, but the reef itself must also be protected by the behavior of the sea.
Young life in the Red Sea Ocean begins in small protected spaces, where the sea offers shelter before it demands strength. From the first days of life, the Red Sea Ocean teaches every creature to read the sea through light, shadow, and movement.
The Red Sea Ocean is a chain of survival, and every link in the sea depends on another link staying strong. In the Red Sea Ocean, light gives energy, but life must also know when to seek shade, rest, and protection within the sea.
Rest is also survival in the Red Sea Ocean, because the sea rewards those that save energy for the moment they truly need it. The Red Sea Ocean is powerful because life adapts, but it remains fragile because every adaptation depends on balance within the sea. The Red Sea Ocean is powerful because life adapts, but every adaptation depends on balance within the sea. In this fragile sea, survival is not one great act, but thousands of small actions repeated every day inside the Red Sea Ocean. Every meal in the Red Sea Ocean requires a choice, because the sea gives life and tests life at the same time. In the Red Sea Ocean, survival belongs to those that understand when to move, when to hide, and when to wait.
The Red Sea Ocean looks abundant here, but abundance survives only when the sea's hidden balance remains unbroken.
This sea survives because its parts are connected, and the Red Sea Ocean becomes fragile whenever one connection begins to fail.
Here, the Red Sea Ocean gathers every lesson of the sea. Beauty to attract life, danger to shape it.
The Red Sea Ocean is not one story, but many stories moving together through the same water. From the smallest coral polyp to the widest current, the Red Sea Ocean survives through balance, and that balance is the true strength of the sea. Next, we return to the full Red Sea Ocean, where beauty, danger, and mystery finally collide in one unforgettable sea. Now the Red Sea Ocean gathers every force we have seen, beauty, danger, mystery, and survival, into one living sea. The Red Sea Ocean is not divided into separate worlds. The reef, the open sea, and the deep all breathe through the same water. The beauty of the Red Sea Ocean is still the first thing we see, but now we understand how much life is hidden inside that beauty. Here, the Red Sea Ocean reminds us that danger does not always destroy beauty. Sometimes it wears beauty as its warning.
When life leaves the reef, the Red Sea Ocean changes its rules, and every movement across the open sea becomes a risk.
The Red Sea Ocean does not need chaos to show power. Sometimes the quiet presence of a hunter is enough to reshape the sea.
Below the danger of the open sea, the Red Sea Ocean holds another force entirely: the mystery of depth.
The Red Sea Ocean is beautiful at the surface, dangerous at the edge, and mysterious in the darkness below. Everything we have seen belongs to one sea, and every layer of the Red Sea Ocean shapes the layer above and below it. This is the Red Sea Ocean in its true form, a living sea where beauty, danger, and mystery collide without ever becoming separate. In this single frame, the Red Sea Ocean becomes the whole story, a sea where every force touches every other force. The Red Sea Ocean never separates wonder from risk, because the same sea that feeds life also tests it.
Every crossing in the Red Sea Ocean is a choice between the safety of the reef and the opportunity of the open sea. In the Red Sea Ocean, danger may pass without violence, but its presence changes the rhythm of the sea. The reef may seem like a safe kingdom, but the Red Sea Ocean keeps the deep mystery close, even inside its brightest coral. Beneath every bright surface, the Red Sea Ocean holds a quieter world, where the sea keeps its oldest secrets. This is the Red Sea Ocean at its most mysterious, where the sea invites us closer but never gives away everything it holds. The Red Sea Ocean moves between darkness and light, as if both are part of the same breath. Seen from above, the Red Sea Ocean is a living map of connection, where every path leads from beauty toward risk and from risk toward mystery. The Red Sea Ocean is unforgettable because it is never only one thing. The sea is beauty, danger.
The Red Sea Ocean is unforgettable because it is never only one thing. The sea is beauty, danger.
Every path through the Red Sea Ocean carries more than motion. It carries the memory of shelter, hunger, caution, and instinct. The great story of the Red Sea Ocean is written in small details, in sand tracks, coral shadows, and the quiet movement of life. In this sea, every doorway is both promise and warning, because the Red Sea Ocean hides mystery inside beauty. The Red Sea Ocean leads us through gateways of coral, each one opening from what we know into what the sea still keeps hidden. Here, the Red Sea Ocean shows balance at the edge, where beauty holds its ground while danger moves quietly in the distance. Below the reef, the Red Sea Ocean keeps its deeper silence, where the sea becomes shadow, pressure, and hidden light. Nothing in the Red Sea Ocean is truly separate. The deep feeds the reef shelters life, and life moves the story of the sea forward. The Red Sea Ocean is a circle of survival, where each return to the reef carries the influence of the deep sea below. As the Red Sea Ocean opens beneath us, the full truth becomes clear. This sea is not only a place to witness, but a world to understand. As the Red Sea Ocean opens beneath us, the full truth becomes clear. This sea is not only a place to witness, but a world to understand.
Every path in the Red Sea Ocean connects to another, and every movement in the sea becomes part of a larger design.
The Red Sea Ocean holds many worlds close together, and the distance between color and darkness is often only a few meters of sea.
In this sea, survival is the art of balance, and the Red Sea Ocean asks every creature to understand the line between safety and risk. The Red Sea Ocean gives life the courage to move, but the sea also reminds life to return before the distance becomes too great. Danger in the Red Sea Ocean does not always strike. Sometimes it simply passes through the sea and changes everything around it. The Red Sea Ocean is filled with doorways, and each doorway leads from light into shadow, from safety into the unknown. The Red Sea Ocean is filled with doorways, and each doorway leads from light into shadow. The Red Sea Ocean does not choose between darkness and light. It carries both, and life must learn to move between them. Now the Red Sea Ocean prepares to leave us with its final lesson. This sea is most powerful when all of its hidden forces collide. The final lesson of the Red Sea Ocean begins here, where every hidden force of the sea comes together in one living world. Beauty is the face of the Red Sea Ocean, but beneath that beauty, the sea is always moving, testing, hiding, and surviving. Every creature in the Red Sea Ocean belongs to the same fragile rhythm, and every rhythm helps the sea continue. Danger is not separate from the Red Sea Ocean. It is one of the forces that shapes the movement, caution, and intelligence of the sea. Mystery is the depth of the Red Sea Ocean, the part of the sea that remains unseen even after the journey has changed us. From darkness to color, from depth to reef, the Red Sea Ocean shows that every layer of the sea belongs to the same story. This is why the Red Sea Ocean is unforgettable, because it does not offer one truth, but many truths moving together beneath the sea. The Red Sea Ocean is a living collision of forces, and its power comes from the way those forces remain connected. As we rise from the reef, the Red Sea Ocean remains below us, still alive, still dangerous, still beautiful, and still filled with mystery. The journey ends here, but the Red Sea Ocean continues, where beauty, danger, and mystery collide beneath the endless sea.
This hidden chamber shows another face of the Red Sea Ocean. Not bright, not crowded, but ancient. In the deep Red Sea Ocean, mystery is not only what hides in darkness, but how life continues where almost nothing seems possible. Every hidden room in the Red Sea Ocean seems to lead to another, as if the sea itself is built from secrets.
The path ahead sinks lower, and the Red Sea Ocean draws us farther from light, farther from color, and deeper into the unknown sea. At the end of this hidden passage, the Red Sea Ocean opens again, but now the sea ahead is darker, wider, and far more mysterious. Beyond the hidden cave, the Red Sea Ocean opens into a deeper world, where the sea becomes wider, darker, and far less familiar.
Here, the Red Sea Ocean no longer feels like a reef. It feels like a silent sky beneath the sea.
The Red Sea Ocean may appear empty in the deep, but the sea is never truly empty. Life simply becomes harder to find.
Down here, the Red Sea Ocean is shaped by pressure, darkness, and the slow endurance of life against stone. In this deep part of the Red Sea Ocean, Survival belongs to creatures that can vanish into the sea itself. The deep Red Sea Ocean is full of hidden valleys, places where the sea gathers silence, shadow, and fragile life. This valley is another corridor of the Red Sea Ocean, not carved for us, but shaped by the sea over time beyond human memory. The farther we move through this sea valley, the more the Red Sea Ocean seems to leave the surface world behind. Where sunlight cannot reach, the Red Sea Ocean creates its own language of light, faint, brief, and mysterious. The valley ends, but the mystery does not. Ahead, the Red Sea Ocean opens into a deeper basin where the sea holds its secrets in darkness.
The valley opens into a basin, and the Red Sea Ocean becomes a hidden plain where silence stretches farther than light.
Down here, the sea does not need color to feel alive, and the Red Sea Ocean speaks through stillness, shadow, and faint hidden light. In this part of the Red Sea Ocean, survival belongs to those that move slowly, hide well, and waste nothing. Even where the sea appears empty, the Red Sea Ocean leaves clues in the sand, traces of movement written softly across the deep. The Red Sea Ocean guides us onward through the faintest signs, because in the deep sea, even a track in the sand can become a story. This ridge may look small, but in the Red Sea Ocean, even a low rise can divide shelter from exposure in the deep sea. The basin is not the end of the descent. The Red Sea Ocean keeps lowering the seafloor into deeper layers of mystery. With every downward turn, the Red Sea Ocean grows less familiar, as if the sea is hiding older worlds beneath newer ones.
Here, the Red Sea Ocean reveals a world that does not need brightness to be beautiful, only the will to survive in darkness.
Ahead, another opening waits in the deep Red Sea Ocean, and the sea seems to pull everything slowly toward the darkness beyond. At the edge of this canyon, the Red Sea Ocean feels less like a place and more like a question waiting in the dark. The Red Sea Ocean does not reveal its deepest rooms easily. It hides them behind stone, darkness, and pressure. Inside this canyon, the sea becomes a passage through shadow, where the Red Sea Ocean carries life into places almost untouched by light. Even here, far below the Coral Kingdom, the Red Sea Ocean refuses to become empty, and the sea still finds a way to hold life. In the deep Red Sea Ocean, movement becomes careful, energy becomes precious, and survival depends on doing almost everything slowly. The Red Sea Ocean keeps building mysteries within mysteries, each hidden space leading the sea into another layer of darkness. Here, mystery is not empty darkness. In the Red Sea Ocean, mystery is life adapting to a world without comfort. Looking back, the Red Sea Ocean reminds us how far we have traveled from color, from warmth, and from the easy beauty of the shallow sea. The deep Red Sea Ocean may seem separate from the reef, but every layer of the sea is connected by currents, nutrients, and life. Next, we return toward the living layers of the Red Sea Ocean, where survival depends on balance, adaptation, and the fragile strength of the sea. The Pacific Ocean looks peaceful, but beneath this enormous sea, Earth is hiding forces powerful enough to. The Pacific Ocean is not silent at all, because every movement of the sea is connected to deeper, invisible energy.
This peaceful sea is only the outer skin of a much larger and more restless ocean system.
Below the calm sea surface, the Pacific Ocean carries heat, pressure, and geological stress across unimaginable distances.
That the Pacific Ocean is both a cradle of life and one of the greatest engines of natural disaster on Earth.
To understand where earthquakes, tsunamis, and superstorms begin, we must look beyond the surface of the sea. Beneath the sea surface, the Pacific Ocean becomes a hidden world shaped by pressure, darkness, and time. Most of the Pacific Ocean is hidden beneath light, where the sea begins to reveal its true scale and power. That the deeper the Pacific Ocean becomes, the closer we move toward the forces that shape the planet from below. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea lies the restless foundation where the story of earthquakes, tsunamis, and superstorms truly begins. The Pacific Ocean seafloor is not a quiet, empty plain, but a vast, hidden landscape shaped by pressure, movement, and ancient force.
Beneath this enormous ocean, the foundation of the Earth is cracked, folded,
and constantly changing. These silent scars on the Pacific Ocean floor mark the places where immense geological stress can slowly build. The Pacific Ocean hides boundaries, where sections of Earth's crust press against one another in silence. Deep under the Pacific Ocean Sea, pressure does not disappear. It waits, gathers, and strengthens. Even the smallest movement in this deep ocean world can be the first sign of a much larger force awakening. That the Pacific Ocean contains some of the deepest and most active geological regions on the planet. That the deeper the Pacific Ocean becomes, the more it reveals a world where stillness can hide enormous danger. Earthquakes in the Pacific Ocean begin when stored pressure finally overcomes the strength of rock. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the first quiet signs of a future earthquake may already be beginning. The Pacific Ocean often gives its first warning deep below the sea, long before anything changes at the surface. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, pressure can remain trapped for centuries before releasing in a single violent moment. The Pacific Ocean rests on moving plates, and where those plates lock together, invisible energy begins to accumulate. This deep-sea silence is deceptive, because the Pacific Ocean floor is slowly storing the force that can shake entire coastlines. When rock beneath the Pacific Ocean can no longer hold against pressure, the stored energy begins to search for release. Trenches beneath the Pacific Ocean mark places where one plate may be forced beneath another, creating some of Earth's most powerful seismic zones. In the Pacific Ocean, the greatest disasters often begin with movements so deep that the surface sea remains unaware. Every layer of rock beneath the Pacific Ocean carries a record of collisions, ruptures, and pressure built over geological time. An earthquake beneath the Pacific Ocean does not begin as a single image, but as a chain of stress, resistance, and sudden release. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, calm is never proof of safety, because the next movement may begin without warning. The Pacific Ocean can return to silence, even when the forces beneath the sea have not disappeared. Under this sea, stillness is only a pause between movements of the Earth. Every fracture beneath the Pacific Ocean is part of a larger system that links deep geology to the sea above. The Pacific Ocean hides an enormous architecture of stress, where pressure can travel across the ocean floor without being seen at the surface. When the seafloor moves, the entire Pacific Ocean above it becomes part of the transfer of energy. The ocean does not need to break open violently to carry danger. Sometimes the first signal is a silent movement through water. Energy born under the Pacific Ocean can move upward and outward through the sea long before the world recognizes its power. The Pacific Ocean is a bridge between the planet's inner force and the atmosphere that shapes storms above. This single ocean can carry energy from the seafloor into waves, from warm water into clouds, and from silence into catastrophe. The Pacific Ocean is never only what we see on the surface, because beneath this sea, earthquakes may begin. The Pacific Ocean always returns to beauty on the surface, even when the deep sea below continues to hold the memory of pressure and movement. What happens beneath the Pacific Ocean may remain invisible, but its consequences can travel across the sea with unstoppable force. The Pacific Ocean is connected from its deepest trenches to its highest storm clouds. Beneath this sea, the earth can shake. Above this sea, storms can grow. And across this sea, the Pacific Ocean is not one story, but many forces moving together beneath one endless surface. Every calm ocean scene in the Pacific carries the possibility of sudden transformation. This opening journey has only revealed the first layer of the Pacific Ocean, because the deeper story begins where the seafloor meets the movement. To understand earthquakes beneath the Pacific Ocean, we must descend again into the places where tectonic plates collide, lock, and for the next part of this Pacific Ocean story, we'll enter the Ring of Fire, where the sea hides volcanoes, trenches, and earthquake zones, powerful leaks fold.
The Pacific Ocean is the silent giant of Earth, and beneath this vast sea begins the path toward earthquake. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea lies the Ring of Fire, a vast hidden boundary where the planet's crust is restless. Along the Pacific Ocean trenches, one tectonic plate can be forced beneath another, creating some of the strongest earthquakes the planet can produce. The Ring of Fire beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea is where pressure gathers, rocks resist, and the first hidden steps toward earthquake begin. Inside the Pacific Ocean Sea, the Ring of Fire is not a single place, but a vast chain of hidden collision zones wrapped around the ocean basin. These layers beneath the Pacific Ocean were shaped by millions of years of pressure, collision, eruption, and slow tectonic movement. Where tectonic plates meet beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the rock does not slide smoothly. It locks, bends, and stores force. This hidden resistance beneath the Pacific Ocean is what allows earthquake energy to build quietly over time. The Ring of Fire beneath the Pacific Ocean is a place where the surface of the planet is constantly being recycled, crushed, and reborn.
Volcanoes beneath the Pacific Ocean reveal how closely fire and water exist together in this hidden world.
Heat escaping from beneath the Pacific Ocean is another sign that the Earth below this sea is still intensely active.
Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, tectonic plates do not move freely. They grind, resist, and lock against each other.
When one plate is forced beneath another under the Pacific Ocean, the rock can bend under impossible pressure without breaking immediately.
This bending beneath the Pacific Ocean stores energy slowly, silently, and relentlessly.
That each tiny fracture beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea is a warning that the locked boundary is approaching its limit. The Ring of Fire beneath the Pacific Ocean is a chain reaction of pressure moving through rock, water, and time. Before a major earthquake beneath the Pacific Ocean, the seafloor may show only quiet signs of pressure seeking escape.
When the locked plates beneath the Pacific Ocean finally slip, the release can shake the seabed with extraordinary force. This is the hidden moment when the Pacific Ocean begins to transform stored pressure into seismic motion. Even before the largest movement arrives, the Pacific Ocean floor can begin to ripple with warnings written in sand, stone, and pressure. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the Ring of Fire is now fully awake, and the next movement may be the first true step toward an earthquake. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, pressure does not always release at once. It first announces itself through subtle motion in rock, sand, and water. That this locked boundary under the Pacific Ocean has held back immense force. But every tremor means the balance is weakening.
When seismic pressure starts to move beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the first disturbance may travel through stone before it travels through water.
Along the Pacific Ocean Ring of Fire, trenches mark the places where the planet folds its crust downward and stores dangerous energy. That beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, even a small upward movement of the ocean floor can become the beginning of a much larger event. The Pacific Ocean hides the moment when pressure becomes motion, and motion becomes the first language of an earthquake. That under this vast sea, the Earth can hold still for centuries, then move in seconds with enough force to disturb the entire ocean above. An earthquake beneath the Pacific Ocean is not only a movement of rock, it is the beginning of an energy transfer into the sea itself. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the Ring of Fire has moved from silent pressure into active strain, and the final rupture is now close. Beneath the Pacific Ocean Sea, the Ring of Fire has reached the moment when stored pressure can no longer remain hidden. An earthquake beneath the Pacific Ocean begins when locked rock finally gives way. When the Pacific Ocean floor shifts suddenly, the movement is not only local, it becomes energy transferred into the sea above.
That this vertical movement beneath the Pacific Ocean is one of the critical forces that can disturb an enormous mass of water.
The sea itself does not create the first force. The Pacific Ocean receives that force from the sudden motion of the Earth below.
Deep under the Pacific Ocean, an earthquake is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new motion through the sea.
The terrifying truth of the Pacific Ocean is that disaster can begin deep below, while the surface remains almost unchanged. This contrast is what makes the Pacific Ocean so dangerous. A peaceful surface can conceal a violent transformation underneath. Once the Pacific Ocean floor has moved, the next question is whether that movement has pushed enough water to form a tsunami. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, the Ring of Fire has released its first great force, and in the next chapter, the sea itself will show how an earthquake can become a tsunami.
When the Pacific Ocean floor shifts, the sea above it may become the next carrier of Earth's power.
A tsunami does not begin as a towering wave, but as energy moving quietly through the ocean. In the open Pacific Ocean, tsunami energy can travel across enormous distances while barely changing the surface. The Pacific Ocean can carry this energy like a message written through water.
When part of the Pacific Ocean floor rises or drops suddenly, it pushes the water above into motion.
The sea does not move because of wind here. It moves because the ground beneath the Pacific Ocean has changed shape.
The size of the displaced seafloor helps determine how much water the Pacific Ocean will set in motion.
In deep water, tsunami waves are often long, fast, and low, hiding their strength across the vast Pacific Ocean. This is what makes the Pacific Ocean so deceptive. The first stage of a tsunami may pass beneath a calm-looking sea.
The tsunami has begun, not as destruction, but as silent energy racing across the Pacific Ocean. Across the deep Pacific Ocean, the first stage of a tsunami may be almost invisible to the eye.
In deep water, tsunami energy can travel fast, while the ocean surface remains deceptively low and smooth. The Pacific Ocean can carry a tsunami across thousands of kilometers before the wave begins to rise. The deeper the ocean, the more efficiently the Pacific Ocean allows this energy to move.
A tsunami is not simply a surface wave, but a movement involving a vast depth of water.
Unlike ordinary wind waves, tsunami energy reaches deep into the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean transforms the earthquake's sudden force into a traveling pulse of water. The Pacific Ocean can hide great danger inside motion, too broad and low to appear threatening. Only when this energy approaches shallower water will the Pacific Ocean begin to reveal its true power. The Pacific Ocean is carrying the wave toward shallower ground, where silence will begin to turn into height. The Pacific Ocean is now carrying the hidden force away from deep water and toward the place where the wave will begin to change. As the Pacific Ocean becomes shallower, the energy has less space to remain hidden. When tsunami energy reaches shallower parts of the Pacific Ocean, the wave begins to slow down.
The wave loses speed, but it does not lose energy. The Pacific Ocean begins converting hidden horizontal motion into visible height. This is the transformation stage, when the Pacific Ocean begins to reveal the force that had been hidden across deep water. The shallower the Pacific Ocean becomes, the more the wave is forced upward.
Below the surface, the Pacific Ocean is already moving with dangerous strength.
A tsunami becomes most dangerous when the Pacific Ocean forces deep energy into shallow form. The Pacific Ocean has begun turning silent energy into a visible wall of water. The Pacific Ocean has now forced hidden deep water energy into a visible wave approaching shallow ground. Before the great surge arrives, the Pacific Ocean may first reveal its warning by withdrawing from the coast.
This sudden retreat is not calm, but water being pulled into the growing force of the tsunami.
The Pacific Ocean is now compressing motion, depth, and distance into a single advancing surge.
A tsunami is powerful not only because of its height, but because an enormous volume of Pacific Ocean water is moving behind it.
What began as a movement of the seafloor has become a moving mass of ocean. Below the surface, the Pacific Ocean tsunami is not a simple wave, but a deep, moving body of water. As the Pacific Ocean enters the final shallow zone, the wave becomes slower, taller, and far more destructive. The Pacific Ocean is now releasing the energy that began far below on the seafloor. The Pacific Ocean has transformed an unseen earthquake into a visible force capable of reshaping the edge of land. The Pacific Ocean does not strike as a single wave, but as a moving body of water carrying the weight of the entire sea behind it.
That once tsunami water reaches land, the Pacific Ocean becomes a horizontal force, more dangerous than height alone.
The same energy born from the seafloor now reshapes the boundary between ocean and land.
Tsunami danger continues even when the first impact appears to pass, because the Pacific Ocean can pull back with nearly the same force it arrived with.
A tsunami is often not one wave, but a sequence of surges moving through the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean can send repeated waves because the original earthquake energy continues moving through the sea. The Pacific Ocean reveals how a movement deep under the seafloor can travel outward until it changes the shape and rhythm of distant shores. Earthquakes and tsunamis are only one face of the Pacific Ocean's power. Above the same ocean, another force begins when heat, moisture, wind, and pressure gather over the sea.
The Pacific Ocean can turn seafloor motion into tsunamis, and in the next chapter, this same sea will reveal how the Pacific Ocean does not only create danger from below, it also feeds storms from above. Warm ocean water is the first fuel source for the storms that grow over the Pacific Ocean. Every breath of moisture rising from the Pacific Ocean sea can help build the atmosphere of a future superstorm. When warm air lifts from the Pacific Ocean, it carries water vapor upward and begins the first step of storm formation.
Above the Pacific Ocean, small clouds can become organized when heat, humidity, and wind begin to work together. A superstorm does not appear suddenly. It begins as many small disturbances gathering strength over the sea. Rotation begins when winds over the Pacific Ocean organize around a center of falling pressure.
As pressure drops, the Pacific Ocean sends more moisture upward, feeding the storm like an engine.
The ocean and atmosphere are now locked together, each strengthening the other over the Pacific Ocean.
The Pacific Ocean has begun turning heat into motion, and motion into the first structure of a superstorm.
Every wave, every gust, and every rising plume of moisture helps the Pacific Ocean strengthen the storm above it. The storm begins to tighten as warm air rises and surrounding winds spiral inward over the Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is now supplying the storm with the moisture it needs to grow taller, wider, and more organized.
Falling pressure allows winds to accelerate, and accelerating winds draw even more energy from the Pacific Ocean surface.
That the storm is no longer a loose disturbance, because the Pacific Ocean has helped it form a rotating core. As the core strengthens, the Pacific Ocean and atmosphere begin exchanging energy faster than before. Within these rain bands, the storm pulls heat from the Pacific Ocean and releases it upward into the growing atmosphere. This is the stage when the Pacific Ocean begins transforming a tropical disturbance into a dangerous, organized cyclone.
Over the Pacific Ocean, the storm has entered a dangerous phase, where heat, moisture, wind, and rotation begin building the foundation of a superstorm.
Over the Pacific Ocean, the storm has begun to draw energy from a wider region of warm sea.
The warmer the Pacific Ocean surface remains, the longer the storm can continue feeding and intensifying.
The storm's rotation forces the sea surface to respond in circles, not straight lines.
Inside the storm, warm Pacific Ocean moisture rises, cools, condenses, and releases heat that strengthens the cyclone from within.
This release of heat is what allows the Pacific Ocean storm to grow taller and more powerful.
When pressure continues to fall over the Pacific Ocean, winds accelerate inward and the storm begins to tighten around its core.
The Pacific Ocean is now giving the storm both moisture from below and friction from the sea surface, shaping its destructive structure. That every spiral band is a pathway carrying heat and moisture from the Pacific Ocean into the storm. The Pacific Ocean has now helped transform scattered storms into a single organized atmospheric machine.
Over the Pacific Ocean, the storm is nearing the threshold where a powerful cyclone can become a true superstorm. Over the Pacific Ocean, the cyclone is now approaching the threshold where ordinary storm structure becomes extreme atmospheric power.
The Pacific Ocean continues feeding the storm from below, sending heat and moisture upward faster than the atmosphere can release it.
The stronger the winds become, the more violently the Pacific Ocean transfers energy back into the storm.
The more violently the Pacific Ocean transfers energy back into the storm. Inside these cloud towers, the Pacific Ocean releases symmetry is a sign that the Pacific Ocean storm is concentrating its energy around a powerful core.
The eye wall is where some of the most violent winds over the Pacific Ocean begin to concentrate.
At this stage, the Pacific Ocean is no longer just beneath the storm. It has become part of the storm's engine.
When wind, pressure, and warm sea surface align over the Pacific Ocean, the storm can intensify with terrifying speed.
The Pacific Ocean has now helped build a storm powerful enough to organize around a central eye.
That over the Pacific Ocean, the superstorm has found its center, and once the eye becomes stable, the storm can reach its most dangerous form.
Over the Pacific Ocean, the storm has now entered its most organized and dangerous stage. The eye may look peaceful, but around it, the Pacific Ocean is feeding the storm's strongest winds. The eye wall is the place where heat from the Pacific Ocean becomes violent atmospheric motion.
Beneath the storm, the Pacific Ocean is no longer calm water. It is a moving engine of heat, friction, and force.
The stronger the winds become, the more the storm extracts energy from the warm Pacific Ocean beneath it.
From above, the superstorm appears almost beautiful, but its beauty is built from ocean heat, falling pressure, and destructive wind. The Pacific Ocean gives storms the space and fuel to grow into some of the largest weather systems on Earth. That once a superstorm begins moving across the Pacific Ocean, its power is no longer limited to the open sea. The Pacific Ocean can carry a storm's force outward through waves, surge, rain, and wind, long before the eye reaches land.
That the Pacific Ocean has turned heat into a superstorm, and in the next chapter, the sea will reveal what happens when this power reaches.
When the Pacific Ocean sends its power toward land, the coast becomes the first place where ocean, wind, rain, and waves collide. The Pacific Ocean does not need cities or people to reveal its force. Even an untouched coast can show the full violence of the sea.
Every wave arriving from the Pacific Ocean carries the combined work of wind, pressure, and distance.
Storm surge begins when the Pacific Ocean is pushed toward land by powerful winds and falling pressure.
The coast is not facing a single wave, but an entire ocean surface being driven forward by the storm. Coastlines are shaped by countless moments like this, when the Pacific Ocean cuts, moves, and rebuilds the edge of land. Beneath the breaking waves, the Pacific Ocean is grinding the shoreline with force that cannot be seen from above.
The Pacific Ocean does not strike once and stop. It sends wave after wave, until the coastline is transformed.
That this is where the superstorm reveals its reach, turning ocean heat into coastal impact. The Pacific Ocean has carried the storm's power to the shore, and now the coastline must absorb the force of a restless sea.
The coastline is now receiving the full combined force of Pacific Ocean waves, wind, rain, and storm surge.
Every impact from the Pacific Ocean removes sand, loosens stone, and changes the shape of the shore.
Cliffs may look permanent, but the Pacific Ocean carves them through countless storms, impacts, and returning tides. During a powerful storm, the sea does not simply touch the coast. The Pacific Ocean enters every weak point it can find. The force of the Pacific Ocean becomes even stronger when it is compressed into confined coastal spaces.
The storm continues to send new waves across the Pacific Ocean faster than the coastline can recover.
Storm surge is not a single dramatic moment, but a repeated rise of the Pacific Ocean over the land's edge.
That the Pacific Ocean changes coastlines by repetition, not only by one catastrophic strike.
After each wave, the shore is slightly different, because the Pacific Ocean removes, deposits, and rearranges everything it touches.
The Pacific Ocean is not only attacking the coastline in this moment, it is rewriting the boundary between land and sea.
The Pacific Ocean does not only arrive with force, it remains long enough to reshape everything fragile along the coast.
Every channel carved by the Pacific Ocean becomes a temporary river of storm water flowing across the coast.
Storm surge allows the Pacific Ocean to move beyond its normal edge and temporarily occupy the land.
During a major storm, the Pacific Ocean can divide the coastline into shifting zones of impact, retreat, erosion, and return.
Natural coastal wetlands can absorb part of the Pacific Ocean's force, but even they bend under repeated storm surge.
These living edges can slow the sea, but they cannot stop the Pacific Ocean when a superstorm pushes water relentlessly inland. The coastline is not a fixed line during a storm. It becomes a changing zone where the Pacific Ocean and land overlap.
Each new wave from the Pacific Ocean arrives over a coastline already altered by the waves before it.
The Pacific Ocean becomes most effective at reshaping land when surge, waves, runoff, and retreating currents work together. The Pacific Ocean has turned the coast into a living record of impact, where every wave leaves evidence of the storm's power. Every mark left by the Pacific Ocean is evidence of energy traveling from deep water to fragile land.
Storm surge turns the meeting point between land and sea into a moving frontier.
On a storm coast, the Pacific Ocean moves in both directions at once, pushing inland and pulling the shoreline back toward the sea.
That erosion is often created by this repealed exchange, as the Pacific Ocean removes material with each retreat and returns with new force.
This is how the Pacific Ocean amplifies its own impact, using earlier damage to carry later waves farther inland.
Below the surface, the Pacific Ocean is grinding, lifting, sorting, and carrying pieces of the coast with every pulse. The Pacific Ocean leaves behind patterns that show where water climbed, where currents turned, and where the land gave way. The Pacific Ocean is both destroyer and sculptor, breaking the coast apart while shaping the next version of the shoreline. The Pacific Ocean is both destroyer and sculptor, breaking the coast apart while shaping the next version of the shoreline. Every retreating flow carries pieces of the coastline back into the Pacific Ocean. Cliffs resist the Pacific Ocean for centuries, yet every storm removes another invisible layer. After the strongest impact, the Pacific Ocean continues working through smaller movements that still alter the land. Natural coastlines recover slowly, but the Pacific Ocean always leaves behind evidence of where its power reached. That the coastline records the storm in patterns, showing where the Pacific Ocean pushed hardest and where the land yielded. Even as the storm begins to pass, the Pacific Ocean remains restless, carrying leftover surge, swell, and turbulence across the coast. The Pacific Ocean can appear to calm quickly, but the energy of a storm continues moving through waves long after the sky begins to clear. The Pacific Ocean does not separate earthquakes, tsunamis, storms, and coastlines. It connects them through one vast moving system. The Pacific Ocean has shown its force at the coast, and in the final chapter, the story will return to the open sea the Pacific Ocean never truly stops, even after earthquakes, tsunamis, and superstorms have passed.
From above, the Pacific Ocean may look calm again, but calm is only one moment in a much larger cycle.
The Pacific Ocean remembers every force through motion, through temperature, through currents, and through the endless rhythm of the sea. Beneath the surface, the Pacific Ocean continues to move in layers long after the sky begins to clear.
The ocean's greatest movements are often hidden below what the eye can see.
Storms pass across the surface, but the deep Pacific Ocean keeps moving with ancient patience.
Below the sea, the same geological forces continue to press, bend, and store energy for the future.
The Pacific Ocean is never finished with its story, because the earth beneath it is still alive. The same ocean basin that produces earthquakes and tsunamis also holds the deep structures that keep the planet changing. That the Pacific Ocean is not a place where disasters simply end, but a living system where every ending becomes the beginning of another movement. The Pacific Ocean is not a place where forces disappear, but a vast system where energy is stored, transferred, and renewed.
Every layer of the Pacific Ocean connects the restless seafloor below with the changing sky above.
Peace in the Pacific Ocean is never emptiness. It is the quiet movement of a planet still alive. That these currents carry heat, nutrients, and motion across the Pacific Ocean long after storms have vanished from the sky. The same Pacific Ocean that carries tsunami energy also carries the warmth that can feed future storms. The Pacific Ocean always holds two truths at once: beauty at the surface and power beneath. After great violence, the Pacific Ocean can look peaceful again, but its silence is only the next chapter beginning. That every swell moving across the Pacific Ocean is part of a continuous exchange between wind, water, heat, and gravity. What appears to be empty ocean is actually a moving map of energy spread across the largest sea on Earth. The Pacific Ocean never truly rests, because beneath every calm wave, the planet continues to move.
The Pacific Ocean never truly rests, because beneath every calm wave, the planet continues to move.
The Pacific Ocean carries the memory of earthquakes, tsunamis, and superstorms not as scars alone, but as motion continuing. Even when the surface becomes smooth, the Pacific Ocean is still exchanging heat, pressure, and movement with the world around it. Below the surface, the Pacific Ocean continues its hidden circulation, carrying energy through layers the eye can barely understand. This layered movement connects the storm above, the wave across the surface, and the tectonic force waiting far below. The Pacific Ocean is not defined only by disaster, but by the constant motion that makes life, weather, and geology part of one system. Every depth of the Pacific Ocean belongs to the same story, from the bright surface to the hidden floor where Earth's crust still shifts.
Beneath the Pacific Ocean, the ring of fire may appear silent again, but silence does not mean the planet has stopped changing.
The same seafloor that once released energy may one day store it again, continuing the endless cycle beneath the sea.
The Pacific Ocean is a continuous bridge between Earth's deep pressure, the moving sea, and the changing sky.
The Pacific Ocean connects the silent floor of the Earth with every wave, storm, and current moving above it. That the Pacific Ocean is never a still emptiness, but a constantly moving system carrying the memory of Earth's power. Every layer of the Pacific Ocean carries a different kind of motion, from deep pressure to surface wind. After each disturbance, the Pacific Ocean absorbs the energy, redistributes it, and continues moving.
The surface beauty of the Pacific Ocean never erases the power hidden beneath it.
This calm Pacific Ocean is not the end of the story, but the visible face of a deeper cycle still unfolding.
From this height, the Pacific Ocean appears peaceful, yet every pattern on the sea is shaped by wind, gravity, heat, and the motion of the planet.
Pacific Ocean is a living force of the planet, always changing, always carrying energy, and always waiting for the next stage. The Pacific Ocean is a living force of the planet, always changing, always carrying energy. It's that what seems like calm on the Pacific Ocean surface is only one moment in an endless cycle of planetary motion. Beneath every wave, the Pacific Ocean still connects deep pressure, surface motion, atmospheric heat, and the coastlines shaped by its force. The Pacific Ocean is not separated into disasters and calmness, but held together by one continuous movement of sea, sky, and earth. The same unseen places that began this story remain beneath the Pacific Ocean, still storing heat, pressure, and possibility. Earthquakes may begin beneath the seafloor, tsunamis may cross the sea, and superstorms may rise from warm water. The Pacific Ocean is not an enemy and not a sleeping giant, but a living expression of a planet that is always shifting.
To understand the Pacific Ocean is to understand that beauty and danger can exist in the same water, held together by the motion of Earth.
The Pacific Ocean is where earthquakes can begin, where tsunamis can rise, where superstorms can grow.
At the edge of the desert, a hidden ocean world is waiting beneath the heat.
From above, this sea looks too hot, too dry, and too salty for life.
But beneath this burning surface, the ocean is not empty.
This ocean is shaped by heat, salt, sunlight, and survival.
Above the surface is desert. Below it, another world begins. The moment we enter the sea, the desert disappears. Here, the ocean becomes a city of color, shelter, and movement. Every corner of this sea gives life a place to hide, feed, and survive.
In this ocean, survival often begins by moving together. This is the mystery of the Red Sea. How does life flourish in a hot and salty ocean? To answer that mystery, we must look closer at how this ocean builds life from hardship. The reef survives because each tiny organism plays a role in the ocean's larger design. In this ocean, survival begins with finding protection before danger arrives. The open ocean gives them space, but the reef gives them safety. Alone, each fish is fragile. Together, they become harder for the ocean's hunters to break.
In this sea, every movement is a decision between feeding and being eaten.
The reef is more than beauty. It is a fortress built by life itself. After every moment of danger, the ocean returns to its quiet rhythm. Some creatures survive this ocean not by strength, but through ancient partnerships. In the Red Sea, life survives because every small relationship strengthens the entire ocean world. A single partnership may seem small, but in this ocean, small connections hold the reef together. The reef is not one living thing, but thousands of lives woven through the sea. In this ocean, even movement becomes a language of survival. Where the open sea is dangerous, the smallest spaces become places of safety. In this ocean, survival is not only about strength, it is also about trust. Even in a harsh sea, cooperation can become a powerful survival strategy. Every creature that moves through this sea depends on the health of the reef around it.
The ocean current delivers invisible meals to a world that never stops feeding. These tiny animals build the foundation of one of the most resilient ocean habitats on Earth.
To understand how life survives in this sea, we must follow the reef from its smallest builders to its greatest challenges.
Beyond the reef's beauty, the sea begins to test every life that depends on it. Here, the reef stands between safe shelter and the unknown sea.
In this ocean, safety can vanish just a few meters from the reef. The sea brings food, but it also brings pressure that never stops. These corals may look fragile, but they are the architects of survival in this sea.
Every mouthful in this ocean depends on a reef strong enough to endure heat and salt.
When the sea becomes dangerous, darkness can become protection.
Some hunters in this sea survive by waiting where the light cannot reach. In this ocean, survival often means knowing when not to move.
The Red Sea is beautiful because it is alive. And it is alive because every creature has learned to survive.
To survive here, life must understand both the shelter of the reef and the danger of the open sea.
Ancient travelers crossed this ocean by instinct, moving through heat, salt, and shifting currents. For some creatures, survival means remembering roots the ocean has held for generations. Others survive this sea by disappearing into the world around them. In this ocean, even the sand can hide a living strategy. Every part of this sea offers a different way to stay alive.
Predators are not outsiders here. They are part of the balance that shapes the ocean.
In this ocean, fear is not chaos. It is information that keeps life moving.
The Red Sea is not simply beautiful. It is a test that every living thing must answer.
To understand how life survives here, we must first understand the sea itself, its heat, its salt, and its unforgiving power. To understand life in this ocean, we must first understand the heat pressing down from above.
This sea receives sunlight with almost no shadow to soften its power. Around this ocean, the land is dry, and fresh water is rare.
With little river water entering the sea, salt remains behind.
Every day, the sun pulls water upward, but the salt stays in the ocean.
This is why the Red Sea becomes saltier than many other ocean waters. For marine life, this salt is not just a background, it is a constant challenge. In shallow water, heat and light can become as powerful as any predator. Here, even shade can be a survival tool.
Life survives in this ocean by using every small difference in temperature, light, and shelter. The reef creates micro-worlds inside the sea, each one offering a different chance to live.
These corals endure conditions that would weaken many reefs elsewhere.
A reef begins with tiny animals that must balance salt, heat, and hunger. Even in clear water, the ocean carries invisible food through the reef. What looks like stone is actually a living structure fighting to remain alive. The reef changes the ocean around it, turning harsh water into habitat. Inside the reef, the sea becomes slower, safer, and easier to survive.
Step beyond the shelter, and the ocean becomes demanding again.
Every second in this ocean requires energy, balance, and adaptation. In this sea, the reef is not only a home, it is protection from the ocean itself. Every breath in this ocean must manage salt, oxygen, and heat.
Small choices help life survive in a sea that never stops testing it.
The surface may look calm, but it controls the world below. Too little light would starve the reef. Too much heat can threaten it. Life here depends on balance. Enough sunlight to grow, not enough heat to fail. Even resilient reefs carry signs of the pressure placed upon them.
In this ocean, survival is never permanent. It must be renewed every day.
Depth offers relief from light, but it brings its own challenges. The deeper ocean gives less heat and less light, forcing life to change again. As conditions change, the ocean chooses different survivors. In this ocean, some creatures survive by turning beauty into defense. Warning colors are another language written into the ocean. The Red Sea is not one environment, but a staircase of changing conditions. From the surface to the depths, heat, salt, light, and pressure shape every life. Life survives here by finding the exact layer of ocean it can endure.
Away from the reef, the sea becomes wider, emptier, and harder to read.
In open water, survival depends on movement, awareness, and the strength to keep going.
The reef offers safety, but the wider ocean connects every part of the Red Sea.
Now that we understand the seal's heat and salt, we can enter the reef itself, where survival becomes a living city. The reef creates micro-worlds inside the sea, each one offering a different chance to live. A reef begins with tiny animals that must balance salt, heat, and hunger.
A reef begins with tiny animals that must balance salt, heat, and hunger. Even in clear water, the ocean carries invisible food through the reef.
What looks like stone is actually a living structure fighting to remain alive.
The reef changes the ocean around it, turning harsh water into habitat.
Inside the reef, the sea becomes slower, safer, and easier to survive.
Step beyond the shelter, and the ocean becomes demanding again. Every second in this ocean requires energy, balance, and adaptation.
In this sea, the reef is not only a home, it is protection from the ocean itself. Every breath in this ocean must manage salt, oxygen, and heat.
Small choices help life survive in a sea that never stops testing it.
In this ocean, shade can be as important as food.
The surface may look calm, but it controls the world below.
Too little light would starve the reef. Too much heat can threaten it.
Life here depends on balance. Enough sunlight to grow, not enough heat to fail. Even resilient reefs carry signs of the pressure placed upon them.
In this ocean, survival is never permanent. It must be renewed every day.
Depth offers relief from light, but it brings its own challenges. The deeper ocean gives less heat and less light, forcing life to change again. As conditions change, the ocean chooses different survivors. Here, life becomes quieter, slower, and harder to find.
In this ocean, some creatures survive by turning beauty into defense.
Warning colors are another language written into the sea. The Red Sea is not one environment, but a staircase of changing conditions. From the surface to the depths, heat, salt, light, and pressure shape every life. Life survives here by finding the exact layer of ocean it can endure.
Away from the reef, the sea becomes wider, emptier, and harder to read.
In open water, survival depends on movement, awareness, and the strength to keep going. The reef offers safety, but the wider ocean connects every part of the Red Sea. In this ocean, every journey eventually returned. The reef turns a harsh sea into a place where life can pause. And inside these coral walls, the ocean becomes a shelter built by living animals. For the smallest creatures, survival begins in spaces too narrow for danger to enter. The reef is not a backdrop. It is alive, working every moment against the sea.
Here, light is both a gift and a pressure that life must balance.
From tiny polyps, the ocean builds a city strong enough to face extreme conditions. This is how life answers the Red Sea, by building structure, shelter, and connection. The harsher the sea becomes, the more important this living city becomes.
Now, we enter the reef itself, where the Red Sea turns hardship into one of the ocean's most crowded worlds.
Inside the reef, the Red Sea becomes one of the ocean's most crowded living cities. Every coral tower becomes a street, a shelter, and a feeding ground. In this ocean city, movement is constant, because life must never stop responding. The smallest passages in this sea can become the safest places to grow. For young life in this ocean, survival begins by staying hidden. The city is built by tiny animals too small to command attention, but powerful enough to shape the sea. A reef city does not rise from stone. It grows from living mouths. Generation after generation, coral turns the ocean floor into architecture. Inside these tunnels, the open sea becomes quieter, slower, and easier to survive. Every hidden passage in this ocean leads to another world of life. Color in this ocean is not decoration. It helps life recognize, warn, and belong. In this reef city, some lives survive by staying close to one trusted partner. Even in a crowded ocean, survival can depend on cooperation. Here, trust becomes a service, and service becomes a way to live.
The reef city has rules written not in words, but in behavior.
In this sea, even stillness is full of motion. Soft corals turn the ocean current into movement, shelter, and food.
In this sea, even stillness is full of motion. Above the reef, thousands of small bodies become one protective shape.
In this ocean, survival can be found in numbers, speed, and perfect timing. A reef city is full of life, but every open space carries risk.
The reef does not remove danger. It gives life places to escape.
After danger passes, the ocean city returns to its quiet work.
Beneath the fish, another layer of the city works close to the ground.
The reef survives because even the smallest cleaners remove, recycle, and reuse.
Life on the reef is not always fast. Some survival happens slowly, close to the seafloor. Even the open sand between corals becomes part of the city.
A home in this ocean may be a coral tower, a tunnel, or a hole in the sand.
The reef city is not built from one habitat, but from many connected shelters. Some fish feed on the reef while also helping keep it in balance.
In this ocean, nothing is wasted for long.
A crowded city survives when each life finds its own place and purpose.
Even in a shared reef, space is valuable.
In this ocean, survival can depend on defending a space no larger than a hand. Some homes in this ocean are not made of stone, but of living protection. Partnership allows fragile lives to survive in a sea filled with risk. The reef survives because thousands of relationships strengthen the whole ocean world. The current connects every street of this underwater city.
Food moves through this ocean as a hidden river inside the sea.
One current can feed animals above the reef and animals fixed to the reef itself.
The deeper we look into the reef, the more crowded the ocean becomes.
In this ocean city, disguise can be as powerful as speed.
To survive here, some creatures become part of the landscape.
Every layer of this city uses a different answer to the same question: how to live.
As light changes, the rhythm of the reef city begins to change with it. In this ocean, every change in light signals a change in behavior.
The reef city never truly stops. It only changes who is active. Crowded, connected, and constantly changing, this reef is the Red Sea's answer to hardship.
This living city shows how life survives in heat and salt, by becoming connected.
But every city has borders, and beyond the reef, survival becomes more dangerous. To understand this ocean fully, we must now follow the hunters, the hunted, and the fragile chain that keeps everything alive.
At the edge of the reef, the Red Sea reveals another side of survival.
Here, open water gives freedom, but it also removes protection.
For the hunted, survival begins before the predator appears. Together, thousands of small lives can confuse a hunter's eyes. In this ocean, danger can arrive first as a shadow. The reef does not end the threat. It gives life a place to react. In this sea, surviving once does not mean danger is gone. Every calm moment in the ocean is only a pause between decisions. Some hunters survive by waiting where the reef hides them.
In the Red Sea, patience can be as powerful as speed. A predator does not need to move often when the ocean brings food past its door. The reef is a shelter for the hunted, but it is also a hiding place for hunters. Another hunter waits inside the reef itself, using darkness as protection.
In this sea, stillness can hide hunger. Above the hidden hunters, the reef continues to pulse with life.
Some predators do not hide their danger. They display it. Warning is another form of power in this ocean.
Beyond the coral, the scale of hunting begins to change.
The open ocean often looks empty before it reveals what is moving through it. The shark enters not as a monster, but as part of the ocean's balance. A predator's presence changes the behavior of everything around it. Fear is not chaos here. It is information that keeps life alive.
When the predator passes, the reef does not forget. It resets.
Life in this ocean survives by returning to motion again and again.
Not every survivor in this sea depends